Everyone is talking about AI in manufacturing. But when you move from LinkedIn posts and conference slides to the real shop floor, the question becomes much harder. Where does AI actually fit in OT, production, quality, maintenance, and day-to-day operations? My name is Yuri. I am a manufacturing systems architect, and over the last 20 years, I have worked on them from every angle: development, integration, architecture, delivery, and advisory roles. Recently, I have had several conversations with IT and OT leaders at plants, and they are all looking for the answer to the same question: how can we apply AI in production in a way that is practical, safe, and useful, not just impressive in a demo? This video is my answer. I will keep it as objective as possible. I will not focus on specific vendors, products, or brand names. Although there are good tools out there and some companies are already running serious AI pilots. But here I want to step back and look at the bigger question: where can AI really help on the floor? And where should we be careful? Last week, you probably asked a chatbot to turn a few messy notes into a clean supplier email, and it did it in seconds. Is that what AI is? And could that same thing run your plant? Hold on to that question. We will come back to it. So let us start with something honest. That chatbot is real AI, and it genuinely works. You have probably felt it yourself. You hand it your rough shift notes, and back comes a clean supplier email. You drop in a 10-page maintenance report, and it pulls out the three things that actually matter. You ask it how to log a downtime reason code, and it gives you a straight answer. That is no toy. It is a real tool doing real work. So if you have already been using it, good, you have made a start. For most of us, though, that chat window is the only AI we ever touch. It is on your phone. It is in your email. It is the face of AI in the news. So it is completely natural to think that is what AI is. Full stop. If that is the picture in your head, you are in good company. It is the obvious conclusion from what you see every day. But that is just one part of a much bigger picture. There is a whole world of AI you never chat with. AI that watches a camera. AI that does math you would never do by hand. AI that runs quietly in the background. You have met one member of the family. There are plenty of others, and some of them matter far more on a plant floor than the one you talk to. The chatbot is one real useful corner of a much bigger family, and so far you have only met that corner. That is all. Over the next few minutes, we will widen the picture together before we bring any of it to your plant. Next, let us see just how big that family really is. Here is what surprises people. Most of the AI that actually matters on a plant floor never types a single word. So what does the rest of the family look like? Think about what the chatbot does. You type, it types back. It is a talker. But most of the family does not talk at all. Some of it watches, it looks at things and tells good from bad. Some of it works quietly with numbers, counting, measuring, spotting the odd one out. Some of it just flags the single thing you need to see and stays silent the rest of the time. No chat window, no conversation, same family, completely different jobs. Take a plant that processes seed, trucks arrive, and the seed gets cleaned, graded, and bagged. Over the grading line, there is a camera watching the seed stream past. It looks at every single seed and it flags the bad ones faster than any person could, and it never gets tired, never gets bored, all shift long. That is AI, and you might have something like it on your own line. But notice what is missing. It never types a word to you. There is no chat, it just watches and it acts. Same family as your chatbot, doing a job the chatbot never could. Now let us go back to that family and actually fill it in. You have already met two of them, the one that chats and the one that watches. But look at everyone else. One listens, turning speech into text. Another predicts catching a machine that is starting to drift before it fails. One works out the best plan for the day, and another forecasts next week's demand. One recommends the best next step, and one simply sorts the good from the bad. So this is the whole family, not two tiles and a row of question marks, but a real, full set of tools, each doing a different job. And they are not all built the same way. Some run on what people call neural networks, others work in completely different ways. But the wiring is not the point. What matters is what each one does. AI is not the thing you chat with. AI is a whole family. And most of it never says a word. That is the picture to carry forward, which raises a fair question. If AI is this big, and as we will see, it has been around a while, why does it suddenly feel like it exploded out of nowhere? So here is a fair question. Was your plant already using AI quietly for years before anyone here ever said the word? The honest answer might surprise you. The honest answer across industry is yes, and probably closer to your floor than you would think. Think about it. A camera that checks product on the line and pulls the bad ones that has been around for years. Software that watches a motor and warns you before it fails, years. A planner that works out the best schedule for the day, years. None of that is new, none of it made headlines. It just quietly did its job and nobody called it AI. Most of that family we talked about has been working in plants like yours for a long time. If AI has been here all along, what actually changed? One thing: access. One member of the family, the language model, the tech behind the chatbot, suddenly got cheap and easy for anyone to use. Computers got much more powerful. Data got huge, and then a simple chat box put that power in front of everyone. Late 2022, the chatbot arrived and reached about 100 million people in roughly 2 months. That is not AI being invented, that is AI becoming easy. And the same wave touched every part of daily life: your phone, your email, your kids' homework. So it feels like it is everywhere. Because suddenly it is. Picture it as two lines. The first is what AI can actually do. It rises slowly, steadily, for years, quiet, plain, real. The second is how much everyone is talking about it. That one stays flat for years, then it shoots almost straight up, right here when the chatbot landed. Look at the gap between those two lines. That gap is the hype. The capability was building the whole time. The attention just caught up overnight. So do not chase the spike, look for what actually works. Plainly then, AI did not explode onto the scene. What exploded was access to it through one easy member of a family that has been working all along. And that wave of attention, for all its hype, did something genuinely useful. It opened a real conversation about using AI to make manufacturing more flexible and more efficient. Which leads to the question everyone in that conversation eventually reaches, the big one. Could AI sit right at the heart of your operation? Could you hand it the whole plant and let it run? Start with that big question then. That machinery already running your floor, the line that never stops, the arms that hit the same well 10,000 times a day, could AI just take the whole thing over and run the plant itself? Let us get that straight, because the answer shapes where AI actually helps you. Look at what is actually on that floor today. A conveyor, a control box, a bagging arm repeating the exact same motion every cycle flawlessly. That is automation. And it does exactly what it was built to do, the same way every time. It does not learn. It does not improvise. And that is precisely why you can trust it. Most of a modern plant runs on this, and it keeps running because of it. Deterministic, repeatable, completely predictable. That is not a limitation. On a plant floor, that reliability is the whole point. Automation is the backbone. So where does AI fit? AI is the part that deals with what you could never write a rule for. Think of that seat camera from earlier. Every seat is a little different, so you cannot write a rule for every possible one. Instead, it learned from examples to tell good from bad. That is the line between them. Automation follows the rules you gave it, and AI handles the variation you could not spell out. But notice, AI does not push the automation aside. It sits alongside it, taking the judgment calls the rules cannot. Which brings us to the point that matters most. It is tempting to think the goal is to do everything with AI, to rip out that automation and run the whole plant on something smarter. That is the wrong instinct. Automation is what keeps the plant running reliably, and AI cannot replace that. A learned system cannot promise the exact same result every time. And that is the last thing you want sealing every box or driving the line. What AI can do is help you build better automation and take on the judgment calls the rules cannot reach. The goal is not a plant that runs on AI. It is a plant that runs on solid automation, with AI added exactly where it earns its place. So, plainly, automation is the backbone, it runs your plant, and it should. AI is the part that handles what no rule can, and it can even help you build that automation better. It does not replace it. So, do not try to do everything with AI. Do each job with the right tool. That closes the bigger picture. The chatbot is one corner, the family is broad, AI has been here for years. And it works alongside automation, not instead of it. Next, we open up that family and look at what each kind of AI is really for.